Hello my beautifuls, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angel from Simply Angel Tia. In this video, look what I'm making. Look at it. This is what we're gonna be making, you guys. I call it a butterfly shawl. It's beautiful, it's colorful, it's needed for those of us who live in Canada or some other parts of the world that are freezing at this time of the year. So yeah, this is what we're gonna be working on. I'm actually making this for a friend of mine, and it's gonna be a surprise, so I hope she likes it. If she doesn't, then I'll just keep it for myself because I clearly like it so much. I'm obsessed with this. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is then I'm just gonna gather all the materials that I need, and you guys can do the same. I do put in the description box below what I used, so if you are looking to do the exact same as me, please check the description box to get the materials that I have as well. And then you can go ahead and hit play on the video so you can go ahead and replicate this guy here. Okay, thank you so much. I will see you guys in a minute. Okay my lovelies, so before we get this project started, as per usual, I'm going to show you all the materials that I'm using for this project. And as you can see here, I have my yarn. This is Craft Smart Value TM, and this is a stripe. Okay, and it's a medium weight, number 4. It's 100% acrylic. Recommended hook size is 5.5 millimeter crochet hook or I9 US. And this color is called berries with an IES at the end. And all your measurements are here for the yarn. I am going to be using 3 of these to do my shawl, my triangle shawl. Okay, so as you can see, then I have my 5.5 millimeter crochet hook here, or I9 US. And then of course you're always going to need a scissors because you need to be able to cut your yarn. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Okay my love, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with this shawl. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to do a magic circle. Okay, the way I find it easy for me to do a magic circle is I just kind of do the same thing I would do when I make a slip knot, but instead of obviously pulling this through and tightening it like this, which is a slip knot, I don't do it like that. I pretty much follow the same technique, but I keep this hole nice and big with my, like right there, I'm holding this X tight with my index finger and my thumb. Then I take my hook, I put it through the space, and then I just pull this through, but I hold this open. Okay, so I just continue to hold this, and the easy way for me to do is I put my thumb in that little circle in the middle, and I hold it like this. Okay, so this is my magic circle, and then I'm going to start this project by doing a chain of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then I'm going to be working into the magic circle. So this chain 5 here counts as a treble crochet, so 4 chains count as a treble crochet plus a chain 1. Okay, and then I'm going to start my treble crochet. So I'm going to yarn over once, I'm going to yarn over twice. I have 3 loops like that. Then I'm going to go into the magic circle and bring my yarn in through the circle like that, still continuing to hold this gap here. And then I'm going to yarn over, go through the first 2 loops, and then I'm going to yarn over, go through the second 2 loops, and then yarn over, go through the final 2 loops. So that's my treble crochet. Okay, so this here counts as a treble crochet. Now we just did our second one, and we're going to do 7 total, so I need to do 5 more. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and when you get to the end, come back to the video and I will show you how to start the second row. So this is our first row here. Okay, so that is my 7 treble crochets. Okay, so I did 6 here, and then the first chain 5 that we did counts as the first one, so I have 7 total. Okay, so now as you can see, that is our magic circle right here that we left open. You can pull it closed now, and as you can see, that's why they call it magic circle, is you just pull this string and it closes down that gap that you have. And this is how your first row should look like. Okay, So now we're going, ooh, my hands are super dry. Sorry about that, guys. I washed my hands sometimes and I forget to put moisturizer, and then I come out with my hands looking a mess. So I apologize for that. Anyways, so hopefully this will not offend anyone. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with our second row. So for this second row, we're going to start by doing a chain of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to turn our work this way. And in this very first stitch right here, right after the chain 5, we're going to do our treble crochet right there. Okay, and then we're going to do a second one in the same stitch. Okay, so we're just gonna start and go ahead and do our second one in that same stitch. And this treble crochet creates a very loose and kind of fluffy work. This is why it looks like they pretty much look like elongated double crochets. So that's pretty much the point of it, is to create work that is a little bit more on the loose side and not too tight. Okay, and then in the next stitch here, we're going to do another treble crochet. And then we're going to move on to the next one and do another treble crochet. Okay, so there you go. You should have 5 treble crochets total. And the first one here, it's a chain 5, but it's always going to count as your first treble crochet of the row. So we did 1, and then we did 2 in the same stitch, which is the first stitch after the chain 5. And then we did 2 more, 1 in each of the stitches there. And now we're going to do 2 treble crochets in this same middle stitch here. So that's 1. And then we're going to do a second one in the same stitch. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then in that same stitch, I'm going to do 2 more treble crochets. So I'm going to end up with 4 treble crochets into the same stitch, but the 4 have a chain 3 between, so there's 2 on each side of the chain 3, like that. Okay, and then in these next 2 stitches, I'm going to do a treble crochet in each stitch. So 1 and 2, just like that. Okay, so we're trying to match this side here. So as you can see, we have our chain 5, 2 treble crochets in the same gap, and then 2 treble crochets, but each is in each of the stitches before we get to the middle. So we're trying to duplicate this side on this side. Okay, so these 2 treble crochets right here individually standing on their own, and then in the next stitch we're going to do 2 treble crochets in the same gap, and then we're going to do that final treble crochet as well. So I'll show you how to do that. So because we don't have any more stitches left, this is where we're working the final 3 treble crochets. We're going to do 2 treble crochets first. So this is 1, and this is just right in the between, like in the gap that we created with the chain 5 at the beginning. Okay, and then we're going to do the second one in that same gap. And then because we do need to create kind of like a loose side here, we're going to do a chain 1 and then a final treble crochet in the same gap. So if I was just doing regular treble crochets and I don't need the chain 1 in between, I would do a chain 4 to do a treble crochet. But because we're doing a chain 1 in between, then we start off by doing 5 chains, which means the first 4 chains are our treble crochet, and then the 5th chain is our chain 1 to create this gap between this treble crochet and this treble crochet. So we're duplicating the same thing on here. So because we cannot do a chain at the end to finish off the row, we do the chain 1 and then doing the treble crochet and as you can see, then it makes it look like it has like these two gappy areas at the end like that. Okay, so that is the main reason why we do a chain 5, and then at the end we do a chain 1 between the last two treble crochets and the final treble crochet. So I hope my explanation makes sense. Okay, I know people say I explain things very nice, but sometimes I find that some things are just really difficult to explain, but I try my best. So for those of you who do comment and say I have good explanations, I really try, and I try to make sure you guys understand what you're doing, because it is always easier to comfortably work with your project when you understand why you're doing certain things. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and get started with our row 3, and I'm going to start again with a chain 5, and every single time you start a new row, it's going to start with a chain 5. So that is just one thing you need to get out of the way, is don't forget to do a chain 5 at the beginning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we turn our work, and then if you remember what we did previously, in that big gap here, we're going to do 2 treble crochets in that gap, just right into the big gap. Okay, so 1, oops, and 2. Okay, so right off the bat, that's what we do at the beginning of the row there. And then you're going to move on and do a treble crochet here, treble crochet here, treble crochet here, treble crochet here, all the way until you're at the middle of the work. So let's go ahead and do that. So that's a treble crochet in the next stitch, a treble crochet in the following stitch. You guys let me know what you think about these colors. I love these self-changing color yarns because you don't have to do too much with trying to get different colors to match or do this and that. You just go buy your yarn, you decide what project you want to do with it, and then you just start to crochet, and it changes color on its own. So it has a very patchy, stripy type of pattern at the end, and I really like that. I don't do a lot of projects with this type of yarn, but I do enough because I don't have to worry about changing colors. Anyways, so I have gone ahead and done my treble crochet in each of the stitches here, including these final stitch right here. And then now I have my gap that we did with the chain 3 in the middle. So we're going to pretty much repeat what we did in the previous row. We're going to do 2 treble crochets in the middle, in the big gap right here. So that's 1 and 2. And then because we want to continue to create this gap in the middle, we're going to do a chain of 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do 2 more treble crochets in the same big gap, which is the chain 3 gap from the previous row. So that's 1 and 2. Okay, so this is pretty much how your work should look like so far. This is going to be the straight part of your shawl, and then we're going to be building the work like this, which is our triangle is going to pretty much be, this is the third triangle corner that is on, well, if you're wearing the shawl, then this is the part that will be kind of laying in the back of your back, and then this is the part that you pretty much put over your shoulders. Okay, so now that we have completed that middle part, we have the rest to finish here, and this is going to be the last row that I'm showing you how to do, because then it just becomes a repetition of these until you get to the size of the shawl that you're looking for. So I'm going to just go right into this stitch right here and do my next treble crochet just on top of that treble crochet from the previous row, and then I'm going to do it on top of the next stitch, which is on top of the previous treble crochet. And then again we just keep doing this until we have the gap at the end left, and then we repeat what we did in row 2 in this third row, and you're going to be doing the same in the fourth, fifth, all the way to 50 or however many rows you're doing. Okay, so we're just going to do this. So this is our final stitch on top of the previous treble crochet there. Okay, and now we're going to do the last 3 treble crochets in this big gap. Okay, so we're going to go right into the big gap and do 1 treble crochet, 2nd treble crochet in the same big gap, and then chain 1, and then your final treble crochet in the big gap. And this is how you will be finishing every single row, like that. Okay, so that is the 3 rows that I'm going to show you guys. The rest of it, you're going to pretty much repeat these, and your work is going to keep building just as long as you want it, as short as you want it. But this is pretty much what you're going to be doing. And this is how your triangle, I call these like angel wings shawl, or you can call it butterfly wings shawl, whatever it is, but it just has that effect of like butterfly or angel wings. So that's anyways, don't mind my naming, but that's what I'm gonna call it. But anyways, and I'll probably do one in like pure white, just so it kind of represents the angel wings type thing. But these colors I love, so I'm gonna show you this tutorial with the colors, and then I'll do another one off camera with the white. But anyways, one thing I just want to remind you quickly is, if you're new and maybe you don't have too much trust in whether you have equal number of stitches on each side, from the middle on each side, just count it. Okay, so just go ahead and say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. So you know you have 11 stitches on this side, and therefore you should have 11 stitches on this side. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. And this is, it's gonna make you realize that you're actually doing equal sides, instead of, let's say this side had like 12 and this side had 11. Then you would have to go back and say, hey, what happened? What did I do wrong? Why did I double up? Or why did I have less? Why would I have less on each side? But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and build my shawl. I'm not sure exactly how many rows I'm gonna do, but all I know is that I have 3 of these guys, and I'm gonna use them all. So however many 3 of these will get me is where I will stop. So you go ahead and do however many rows you do. The good thing with these type of projects is you just kind of work until and you can keep trying it on you until you see that it's a good length for you or for whoever you are trying to make it for, and then you stop. And you can make these for kids as well, so you just do it a little bit smaller in kids, you know, the color that the kid likes and things like that. So yeah, so go ahead and build up your triangle shawl, your angel wing shawl, your butterfly shawl. And when you have the length, the size that you would like to have, come back to the video and I will show you how mine looks like, and you can show me how yours look like. Okay, so I will see you all lovelies in a little bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have reached the end here where I'm going to stop with my shawl. And so I managed to get 28 rows with the 3 skeins of yarn that I had. So like I said, I told you guys I had 3 skeins, and when I finish that I will stop. And as you can see here, I pretty much finished all 3 skeins except for this amount that I have left here. So that is my cue to stop, because I don't have enough to go around with this again. So I have 28 rows totaled here. So I'm just gonna, so again, where I finished off, of course, is the 2 treble crochets in the gap, big gap there, chain 1, and then a final treble crochet, and that's where we're ending the project. So there's nothing else that we're gonna do here. So I'm just gonna cut my string anywhere there. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this tiny bit here, but we will find something to do with it. And then here I'm just gonna fasten it and close it. And what I will do is I will kind of weave it into this, probably into this treble crochet here, because it's really short. And that will be it there. So let's just look at the work here. So as you can see, this is pretty much it came up really big compared to what I thought I was gonna get, because this amount of skeins that I had was not, they're not like the big amount of yarn. But this is the top, which will be the bottom of the triangle shawl in the back, where it will pretty much go in my back. And then we have the corner. So this is the corner that we finished here, which is going to go on one of the shoulders, and then the other corner is right here. Okay, so in terms of measurements, this shawl, the wideness of it on top here, so from this corner to this corner is about 66 inches, so pretty big. And then from this top here to this corner here, I know it's so big that I cannot show you guys everything on the camera. I will take pictures so you guys can see how it looks like, but for that measurements that kind of falls back on my back, that is about 32 inches. Okay, so this is pretty much it here. I will probably, you know what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to lay it on my bed and then take a video of it so you guys can see the full project, because like this I cannot obviously show you guys the whole thing. This is where we started our work right here. As you can see, we still have the string where we started off, so I'm gonna weave this bad boy in here as well. But we pretty much worked all along like this, and now we're all the way where we finished off here. Okay, so let me go lay this guy on the bed so you guys can see the full thing on the bed. Okay, my lovelies, so I wanted to show you guys this shawl kind of laid out flat on the bed. And as you can see here, this is pretty much how this bad boy looks like. I'm just gonna focus in on some of the sections here. So this is one of the corners. So as you can see, the top there has that like kind of separated final stitch with the rest of the stitches that make it look super nice. So I'm not doing borders for this shawl. If you want to do borders, you absolutely can. I did the same pattern with another video a year and a half ago, where I then end up adding borders. So if you want to add borders to these, please go ahead and look at that video. I'll put the link in the description box below. But that's pretty much how this guy looks. This is why I call it butterfly, you guys. Look at this. Doesn't it look like a butterfly when you look at it like that? I wanted to get some colors that would kind of imitate the colors of butterflies as well. I may have failed, but maybe I did not. And this is the middle part here. As you can see, that's the middle that has that also nice design that goes down above it. So this is pretty much it here. I hope you guys enjoyed making this one with me. I fully enjoyed this. I will call it a butterfly shawl, and I hope you guys, you can call it the same thing, you can call it something else you want, but that is pretty much mine here. I made this one for one of my friends, so yeah, she's gonna be happy to have this one, especially now that it is winter here in Canada. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching to the end, and I hope you had as much fun as I did making this shawl. Thank you so much. For those of you who I have on Instagram, please post how your shawls look like when you're done. I would love to see them. I have people who make their own stuff using some of the tutorials that I have on YouTube, and they tag me on it on Instagram, and they look so beautiful. Some of them, I'm telling you, better than mine, maybe most of them actually. So thank you again for watching this video to the end. Please do not forget to subscribe, and all of my other social media links are also in the description box. So yeah, let's chat over there, because we obviously cannot chat on here except commenting back and forth. But yeah, this is it here. Thank you so much again, you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Kwaheri.